the quickest and easiest way to complete Rule Breaker Mukiele, including a nice formation to use whilst we're doing it. Let's get into it. Welcome back, squad. Hope you're doing well, and as always, if you haven't met before, my name is Brabsy, competitive FIFA player and your FIFA 21 coach. Sit back, relax and enjoy the video, and if your questions aren't answered by the end of it, of course, hit me up on any of my social media channels. Alternatively, drop a comment down in the box below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So first of all, is this objective worth doing? Short answer, yes, he is an absolute unit. Even if you don't have a Bundesliga squad, he is great to leave on your bench. Imagine in the final minutes of a game, if you're seeing it out, you want to bring off a tired centre-back or CDM, stick that absolute beast in. Absolute unit. Now, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. I do think this Rule Breakers theme has been a really successful one. Really impressed by this with EA. It's a really good objective to do early on in the game. On top of that, you've got the Inaki Williams SBC, where you could pick one of two cards. Both of them pretty decent cards. I'm swayed more towards the dribbling one, but we'll cover that in a different video. No more people downranking in division rivals and things getting ultra sweaty in there. Perfect battleground to be able to do an objective. Big thumbs up for that. Now let's quickly run through the conditions that we need to complete in order to unlock this reward. So you must assist 5 goals using French defenders in FUT friendlies, 4 goals with crossers using Bundesliga players, 12 goals scored with Bundesliga players, and score in 6 separate matches using French players. On top of that, we must win 6 matches in the live FUT friendly. Okay, so first things first, we need to figure out what squad we're going to use to be able to complete all of these objectives as quickly as possible. So here is the squad that I opted for when I was doing this objective. It's useful to note that icons and loan cards do not expire whilst you're doing friendlies, so it will not use any of their contracts up at all, so you can use them unlimited amount of times. So most of you should have Mbappe as a lone icon if you've done the season's objective so far. Provided you've not used all these contracts up, he would be a great French striker to use in this. Now on top of that, I did have a Cantona base rate icon loan, which was also very useful being a French player to get those goals. Now the key things for me in this backline is Roussillon and Hernandez, both of which are French players and play in the Bundesliga. Now both of these also have pretty decent passing and pretty decent pace. So the idea behind this is we're actually going to play these two in the midfield when the game starts, and these can start doing the through balls to try and tick off that Bundesliga through ball objective. Now adding to that, we have the 2 wide players. I've opted for Kingsley Coman and Jadon Sancho. So if you can't afford Coman, obviously you can use Diaby, who is also a French winger, on the left side. And on the right hand side, you can also use Gnabry, who in my opinion has better shooting than Sancho, but I don't think his crossing ability is better. And to be honest, that's why they're in the team at this point. So I've opted for Sancho, which would be the best one of the two if you've got the coins for him. So let's get into what formation we're going to use for this one. Going into the formation then, I recommend setting up a custom tactic for the 4-3-3 version number 4. And the way you want to set it up is like this. So Roussillon and Hernandez actually move up to the CDM slot, which is a good place for them to start using the through balls and try and tick off that particular one as and when those opportunities come up. We've just slotted Dele Alli into the left back and Sissoko into the centre back, so whoever your CDMs are, you can either slot them into your defensive line or just sub them off for a different defender. It's entirely up to you how you want to do that. Meanwhile, Coman and Sancho are the wingers up the top, and Mbappe is the striker. Cantona fitting in just behind there, as he's a really good playmaker. Flying through the tactics then, we want the defensive style unbalanced, the width of about 6 because everyone else is going to be using wide players as well. Depth of 4 as normal. Offensive style long ball to encourage players running behind. Width to maximum or just below maximum. Players in the box we want going to 6, just again to encourage players going into the box. The idea in this is that we're just going to be playing super wide on the attack. Corners down to 2 and free kicks down to 2 also. Onto the instructions then. For the wingers, we want them set on stay wide, get in behind, and get into the box for cross. This will keep them out wide on the wing, not wanting to cut inside at all, because essentially we want them to stay out there, get in behind the defence and get ready to whip in some of those crosses. Our striker is just simply on balanced width and get in behind. Centre attacking mid, get into the box for cross, leave everything else as it is. And then we want the standard CDM setup. So one of them is going to be set as stay back while attacking, balance crossing runs, stick to position and cover centre. Meanwhile, the other CDM is going to be set as balanced everything with cover centre as well. So I've opted for Russillion out of the two. I think is a little bit more agile and can help build up play a little bit more. Meanwhile, he can also spray in those through balls, which is exactly what we want for him. Get that one ticked off and out of the way with. Finally, as always, the back line are all set to stay back while attacking. There's nothing you need to change there. We don't want them to do any attacking play at all. Right then, so that's our team, that's our setup, and that's our tactics sorted. What we essentially want to do now is try and get the crosses and the through balls done as quickly as possible. Doesn't so much matter about winning the game, just focus on getting the ball out wide to those wingers, get some crosses in using that R1 and cross tactic that I taught you. If you've not seen that video yet, there should be a card somewhere above me if I figure out how to do that. Who knows? From there, once you've got the crosses done, you can focus on getting the through balls done. Of course, do those as and when the opportunity arises. You don't always have to cross to begin with. Then finally, once you've got those bits out of the way with, you can just focus on scoring some goals with Bundesliga strikers and winning the game. I'd recommend getting someone like Haaland in if you can afford him. He's a Bundesliga striker, of course, and he's also very big and physical, so he can get on the end of those crosses and get those Bundesliga goals ticked off as well for you. Right then, few match examples coming up for you. Let's see how this works in play. So this formation was never really developed with defending in mind, rather it gives us a lot more attacking presence and plenty of width for those wingers to get in behind, and then one hit of that R1 cross and you're chalking off those goals in no time. Having Russillion and Hernandez pushed further up means that as soon as the attack breaks, they've got the license to push forward and help in that build-up, ready to get some of those through balls put in place to chalk off this particular objective. How that was a penalty, I will never know, but we'll take it. Finally, having someone like Haaland up front means you've got a big physical presence up front, ready to get all those Bundesliga goals scored in no time. So there we go, folks. I hope that was useful for you. We do have a new formation dropping this week. It is the Rotherham United versus Sheffield Wednesday game tomorrow. So if they win tomorrow, I might be in a good mood. I might even drop at you tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. As always, please do give the video a like and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And if you've not joined the squad already, make sure to hit that subscribe button to get all the latest from me. Until next time, take care of yourselves. See you soon.
Absolute units.